If you want to say one word to describe ODB, it'd be like character. Like this dude was dripping with character. Like he touched your ear, you felt him.
I got mad expressions to show you tonight. It's the ODB, kid.
His ability to do that no one had the balls to do. He did what he wanted, right? You could not contain his creativity.
And this life that I'm living is banging.
He wasn't going to be boxing. He was kind of like on some Bruce Lee, Jeet Kune Do. That's why he says there's no father to my style, right? Because his style was free.
I'm only gonna keep it alive and I'm only gonna keep it real because the nigga only got one life to live.
He was very confident in the fact that he was a unique individual, a son unique.
Shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic so I can take it away.
The name of the album, man, is We're Gonna Return It Back. Just 36 change.
Old Dirty Bastard is my second cousin. And the first time I met Old Dirty, I think we was probably around 5 years old. Old Dirty house was really the house of music. Eclectic music though, from James Brown, Marvin Gaye, but also The Doors and Led Zeppelin was there.
My inspirations is the old school singing, dramatics, Al Green, Isaac Brothers, the highs and the lows, you know what I'm saying? All that flush.
We would just be walking down the street and he'd just start singing Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack. And we like, yo, but if you don't know that music back then, you wouldn't even know what he was singing. Old school music was always his.
His brother was one of the first guys with a DJ set, but when he wasn't around, me and Dirty would always play with his turntables and his mixer.
I think it was Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight, was the first time we all stood up there and tried to say those rhymes as if we wanted to be MCs. I would think about 16, 17 years old. They were really, really wanting to be MCs.
When breakdancing came, he learned breakdancing. When the human beatbox came, he became the human beatbox specialist. He got hit with that bug of being a lyricist and knowing that he could tell his story. He just became relentless with it.
I come strong, I make knowledge born, I flip the script and rock on. From PM past the dawn, bash the hammer, you broke down, leave the grammar. What? You can't understand that, here's a panorama.
These dudes used to run around and do battles and all that, go to different cities, and Dirty was the front line. He was so passionate about what he was doing back then. It made me even feel like this might be something that I think that I can get involved with too one day.
From the age of 14 to 18, we was into the streets, into hip hop.
Like it wasn't easy to grow up in these rough streets of Brooklyn. I don't care what was your nationality, but that molded the individual, that molded that Brooklyn Warrior MC vibe.
The only way you couldn't flex in Brooklyn is going to the zoo, because you can't make no money without going to Brooklyn Zoo.
Me and Dirty would get on the train and we'd ride to the Bronx. We'd ride to your school. We'd show up at your school like samurai. And I think that battling personality, it led me to understand, like, we're Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? The best swordsman. I just started, talking to Dirty, talking to Jizza, and pitching this idea, like, let's be this.
We taking y'all back to the battles, you know what I'm saying? Battles with handcuffs. We from that generation flashing back, you know what I'm saying? This is that Wu-Tang slang right here.
Dirty bastard from the Wu-Tang squad. Can I get raw? Yes, I get dirty to the floor. Rhyme, hitting on your mind.
So when we first met, it was right off the back that he's into rap. We met at a Sweet 16 party in Linden Plaza. He told me his name was Unique, and he was trying to explain Unique Ace on the law, and I'm like, what are you talking about? My name is Tracy.
That became when he got knowledge of himself. He started studying mathematics, that he chose the name Ason Unique. He just was very, very studious. At the same time, it was just coming of age with, finding the woman that would become his wife.
I lived in building 4 at the time. He lived in building 1. But behind building 4, me and him was walking. It was a rainy night. So we're walking back there and it's like a puddle of water. He took his jacket off so I can step on his jacket to step over the puddle. And I'm like, why did you do that for? Now your jacket is all wet. He just was showing me the type of person that he is. And I'm like, wow, nobody never, like, what the hell is this all about? Like, he already knew what he wanted. And he wanted me to be his wife. I'm like, we just meet, and what are you talking about? He's like, no, you're the one, you're the one.
We was always together as a unit. We was a little army. That's how we moved, you know?
He wanted everything perfect. That's how he was with his life. He wanted everything perfect with his wife and children.
My father gave us this special approach to the world that we was born in. He was like, okay, this is who we gonna be. And that's to teach and also respect.
He was real strict with studying lessons, and that was the lessons, the Nation of Islam. Is knowledge, wisdom, culture, freedom, power, refinement, quality, God, build, destroy, born, knowledge, cipher.
A lot of Old Dirty's actions was based on those 12 jewels and how to get those in as many people's hands and lives as he can.
And I'm not here to destroy, I'm only here to build. You know what I'm saying? I got some that's gonna break down the devils, and I got some shit that's gonna build up the gods and earths. That's all I got.
When you think about the 90s hip-hop scene, and you think about radio stations, you know, playing very little hip-hop, and one station being really a prominent location was Stretch and Barbito.
From 1990 to 1998, myself and DJ Stretch Armstrong had a radio show. It wound up becoming this platform for a number of unsigned and up-and-coming artists, Nas, Biggie, Wu-Tang.
To get a chance to freestyle on that station was definitely like the wick, the light, the torch to your success.
We let RZA rhyme, and he had somebody with him who was named Ason Unique.
All right, so for the listeners that don't know, this is Ason.
And Ason gets on the mic. This was on some real magic because he started singing Tommy by The Who. And I'm looking at Stretch like, what the is going on? But like, he was lovable like immediately, you know? And then he starts rhyming, I'm the one man, Army Ason, I've never been taken out, you know, which years later becomes his crowning verse on Brooklyn Zoo.
I was an avid listener to Stretch and Barbito show. And he was up there and I heard him and I was blown away. It was spectacular.
Hip-hop to me is like a place to do. My specialty.
Dante Ross, he was listening that night that the group was up there freestyling. He's at a club, he's going home, he hears ODB, tells the cab driver to chill. Take me up to 114th Street and Broadway. He comes up, he meets ODB, and the rest is history.
He was there with RZA, told him I wanted to sign him. And I told RZA to come to my office, and he came a couple days later.
And that's how ODB got signed.
Well, good legend, you know what I mean? You can't sign a record deal that easy, okay? Yeah, you're like, hey, this sign right here, your whole life is gone. No, we got lawyers and all that.
I told him I wanted to sign Method Man and Dirty as a group. And I told him they would be the new EPMD or Run DMC. And he was like, yo, that's an ill thought, but I'm not doing that. He told me exact words were, I'm gonna put Meth with Russell and them over there, meaning Def Jam. And then he pointed out my wall and he said, but I'm gonna put Dirty with the Gods. He pointed out a brand Nubian plaque because they were 5%ers.
Dante Ross, I thought of him as an A&R and Electro Records. I thought it was something that could be good for Dirty, right? Because Electra was doing well with hip hop, but they didn't have a gold artist. They didn't have a platinum artist yet in hip hop. In my mind, I was like, oh, Dirty will be that. And he was.
My name is known all over the world to the foxy ladies and the pretty girl. I go down in history as the baddest brother that ever could be.
Most of the guys didn't start working on their records until they got their deal. Dirty was already in the studio.
Shimmy Shimmy Ya, which became one of the biggest songs off that album, was recorded before he had the deal. It was basically done in my bedroom. That in daytime it was a studio, at nighttime I wore this mat on the floor and me and my family would sleep on the floor. So it's kind of ironic. It was the last Poverty recording.
Slam, it was like, bam!
Like the idea, you know, that Dirty had a budget and we can now go and create music, you know, we just like lived it.
Gots like come on through. Shoo, just a call for the woo. I came here to rectify Brooklyn Zoo. Terrified.
RZA, because he's so instrumental in all of it, gets a lot of the credit, but RZA can never make Dirty be dirty. Only Dirty can make himself be dirty.
He had the ear for good music, for like real underground, raw shit. and telling RZA, yo, nah, tweak that. It ain't big enough. Or nah, that's not it. It ain't dirty enough. You know, that was one of his favorite words.
You know how you got a record and you gotta have 3 rhymes and loops. You ain't gonna see all that. You're just gonna see songs. You're gonna see music. You're gonna see basic shit that's gonna hit you in your ears.
As an album, sonically, you'll notice it really has the most bass of the earlier Wu-Tang albums. We played with the bass on that album. He wanted the bass, you know? Doom, 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 doom. It's like he loved the bass that a rugged, dirty hip-hop Brooklyn club would give you.
Every day coming and playing his record so loud, like he would just blast it like at an inhuman levels of volume. Dance around the studio and literally perform the record. Like I've seen him do it like 25 times.
I was heads over heels over Brooklyn Zoo. That was an anthem. You know, that was definitely an anthem for the era.
Brooklyn Zoo was one of them cuts. Never has been done in the history of rap. Something like this put out. You know what I'm saying?
Better than a son. I keep playing it in orbit while I be coming with deeper and more.
When that song came on, everybody was like, it was like ruckus going on and pushing each other. It was like, wow, it was like it just brought out a lot of energy.
I mean, if you play Brooklyn Zoo in a club in New York, prime time, people are gonna get busy. To this day, and that's everything. You know, that's what you want your record to do, to be timeless.
It's like exactly what the Wu-Tang production style represents. That was like an immediate thumper.
It's also a lyrical beatdown, straight through, where the hook doesn't come in until the end of the song.
Same when you step through to Old Dirty Bastard, Brooklyn Zoo.
He just bust that whole song down.
Old Dirty Bastard, Brooklyn Zoo.
We'll see that his vocal performances, his cadence, his energy and approach to the mic is unpredictable, it's unique, you know what I mean? And most importantly, it's free.
Me and him were making this song, and I said, yo, we need something crazy in the middle of this song. And I suggested to him, I was like, yo, you think your wife will come down here and y'all just have an argument?
So we went down there and Unique and him was just doing their thing. And then all of a sudden, me and Unique started arguing. And then RZA was like, yo, let's get that.
He said, wow, so I want to record y'all arguing, and I want to record like how you react to it.
You had these bitches calling us. We got like 3 babies to worry about.
And then he starts singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow in the middle of that. That's comic genius. That's artistic genius. And it's also putting you inside of his house.
He want to show the world what exactly exists within his own mind. What world he goes through.
It's real, right? And his way of doing it and setting it in his backdrop for this album, which gives you the reality, and then giving a comedic spin on it, it's like a musical Richard Pryor album.
Earth tremble under my ball.
ODB's like shame radar was like at 0. Like he had no shame.
No, I'm just kidding with y'all. How y'all feeling? Listen to the album, cause it's bang.
We'll be making a song, he'll walk in the room, yeah! And then when he started speaking, the whole song changed.
Everything was from the heart from him, you know, everything, and that's what we all loved about him. He was just so real.
As I pass the phone kid, see every measure without a Newport, but it's still live with pleasure. Come on, don't be silly. It's just a bag, it's just a milli, rolled up in the Motown Philly.
Because everybody else was just trying to say, yo, let's rap about money. Yo, let's rap about this. He says, let's rap about the truth.
You know, when you see that album artwork and you see that welfare card, that's a reflection of showing that a lot of our people are here in this position. And a lot of our people have children that need food, clothing, and shelter.
The record cover is an example of his genius. So he 100% had the idea to do that record. He virtually art directed it.
He took my welfare card, and I didn't want him. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, no, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put this on my album. I said, you can't put that on your album.
And he was like, yo, God, this is gonna be my album cover.
But he made it like, I'm on food stamps, but I'm not proud of it. But if I'm on food stamps, I'm gonna get mine.
And he wanted everybody to know that it's nothing to be ashamed of. People need help.
It's like this, man. You know, I remember back in the days you had Chaos One, you know, he was coming telling people to get off welfare. For what? Why are you telling people to get that? Why? What's wrong with getting welfare?
Yeah, oh yeah. Baby, come on.
album was the introduction to what the world was gonna see him as really being. And he knew it.
He stayed exactly who he was in 1990, 91. That's the same person that you saw selling a million records. And that is hard to do.
Y'all only got the times when he was just, all that. It's so deeper than that.
And then when you think about what he felt personally about life, Dirty cared about his people. People wonder why he didn't leave Brooklyn. It's because he cared about people.
He always knew that we would rock the world back then, you know what I mean? At the age of 22, he gave us all a sense of confidence when it come to touching that mic.
You know, what he wanted at the end for us to realize is that don't be afraid. And that's what I miss about him.
What he did continues to inspire and influence artists for generations.
I'm living proof of it. Like, I only got this from him, so he can never die.
Wu-Tang is on the brain.
Yo, peace, man. Old Dirty Bass out, man, and I'm out.
Yeah.
Sometimes, right, if you're blessed and you have love for a person, that person appears in your dreams. And when they appear in your dream, they're vibrant, they're funny, and you enjoy the dream as almost living life. And I'm fortunate to say that Dirty pops in my dream with a 40 ounce, and we still chase girls in my dreams, y'all.
I just want to let y'all know I got love for you. I got love for everybody.